You've been trading for years and you're probably still stuck. Well, in this video, I'm going to go over why, and I'm going to show you how Stuart was able to turn it all around. Now, if you've been trading and you haven't hit success yet, you're probably likely wondering, what was Stuart's breakthrough after 3 years of failure? And you're going to want to know what made this particular trading approach different from all the courses and the strategies that he had tried before. And then lastly, what gave Stuart the confidence to start trading with real money? Honestly, he even says it himself, it wasn't magic. It was all about finding the right system and the right support. And that's where the community that I built on School comes in. It's called the Midas Touch Trading Group. And this is a place where it's not just community, but it's also where I trade live Monday through Friday. And it's that interaction that actually makes the difference. It's not just theory or some random videos. You're actually seeing my trades in real time and you're not getting any delay like you have on YouTube. So it's real, it's raw, and guess what? It works. This is today. Okay, this is what I made on my live account today. I'm gonna go to the history and I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna show you the last 6 months so that you can at least see what I've done here. Let's see, last 6 months, here you go. There it is. And I have never shown this before on YouTube, but now you can see I've withdrawn $640,000 from this account. I can show you my broker statements. I have $109,000 in profit that I made in the last 6 months, and I've done it all trading live in front of this man that I'm about to interview right now. I'm about to roll the interview. I actually interviewed him like a couple of months ago, to be honest with you, but I'm getting around to releasing this. And I think it would be really inspiring to like see this stuff. It always inspires to see what other people are doing. You want to see what I do? Want to see how we're doing it? Now, if you're curious to knowing more, I've got a free webinar training. Link is in the description, no strings attached. And we have hundreds of success stories. So I'll be dropping those on this channel frequently. So you definitely want to like, subscribe, do all that stuff so you get the notification. Now let's get into Stuart's journey and see exactly how he made the shift from 3 years of struggling to finally making consistent profits.
I'm a consultant by nature. I help startups launch their companies and raise capital. So obviously I was out of business because nobody was investing in companies. So I decided to take advantage of this downtime. And I was like, you know what? I got tired of trading my time for money also. So I was like, I want to get involved in day trading. And I was like, I'm going to do this. And I went down this rabbit hole of YouTube videos and I paid for courses and I was doing paper trading or demo accounts. And I just couldn't feel comfortable. And I would be with a course for 3 months, 6 months, and I'd go find somebody else to follow. And I just never felt comfortable actually trading my own money. And literally I did paper trading every day for 3 years. And then fortunately I found you guys. And I don't know if it's just the way you communicate, it's the system, but it's all of it, right? It's like you had, it started with Zonecraft, right? So the Zonecraft system just made sense.
Before you get into it, so your experience before coming in was you fearful, you weren't profitable, or you never even started to trade with a live account? Is that what you're saying? You never even started, you traded 3 years without starting a live account?
Yeah, I was in demo trading for paper accounts for 3 years.
Were you profitable in those accounts? Or I'm guessing no, right? That's why you didn't
No,
switch.
and you always start with like $100,000, but that's not real. Like I'm not gonna start with $100,000. And some days I'd have good trades, and some days I'd blow an account. I blew multiple accounts, and I didn't stick with any trading strategy or principle because it didn't make sense to me. It's like from investing, they always say don't invest in something unless you understand it. And I didn't understand what I was doing. And to be honest, I was just copy trading. And when I was copy trading, I was profitable. But then also sometimes the guys would be like, oh, we lost that one. I'm like, well, that could have been my house. Like, oh, they're so nonchalant about it. And I just never could pull the trigger on my own money until I found you guys.
So you entered into the Midas Touch and you started to go through the training. Tell us about that journey as soon as you came in.
So literally, I do my back testing. My back testing is my research. So on you guys, so you have had, Mike, you have countless YouTube videos. So one was like, okay, you're legit. You're not just, a fly-by-nighter just popped up here from out of nowhere. And so that made me feel comfortable just even giving you a shot, if that makes sense. And then got in this Zonecraft. It was like, oh, here's what I'm looking for on the charts. I don't have to worry about, all these macro, microeconomics and news and all that kind of, it's good extra, obviously now I know it's extra stuff, but it's like, oh, I can just look at this chart and see price movement and price action and go from there. And I just said, I like this, I get this. and I just went all in and I opened my first account and I
So
was
what,
profitable in Zonecraft.
so what happened? So hold on. You opened your first account after 3 years of paper trading, and what happened after going through our training? How long did it take you to go through the training?
So to be honest, I don't know if I should say this, but I used your training. All my profits I would use is the level up. So I started my free account with you guys, just YouTube videos and Zonecraft. The money I made, I went right back in to join the Midas Touch group. And I was like, okay, so it's like,
That's
okay,
awesome.
I don't know if I'm risk averse or whatnot, but it was just
Okay.
money out of my pocket. But you guys actually helped me join the group.
That was
And
back when we were selling the entire course. It was like a 997 thing. And
yeah,
you saved up from winning off of it was a $7 thing to kind of get in the group, but the training
right,
wasn't free. And so
right.
you were trading to save up. Troy, is that crazy or what?
That's awesome, man. And I totally get it because you've been burned by other programs. You've invested money in everything else and it didn't work. So you're very skeptical and you were kind of like, hey, I'm going to prove to myself that this works. And basically you did. And it paid for your way into the Midas Touch Trading Group. So that's awesome, man. That's super cool. That's an awesome story.
And then also you guys are available, right? So that was also
Hmm.
a key catalyst. I could put a face to the name. I guess in the crypto world and the investing world, you're undoxed. Like I
Right.
know who you are. You talk about your families, and sometimes the conversations go left. But I'm like, well, they're going left, and I'm excited about it. They're going to get back. They're going to get back to trading in a moment. But that
That's
also
true.
makes you relatable, right? Because you're human beings too. You know, I'm not gonna lie. There's a moment where somebody would send a flashy ad about I'm just gonna buy a new Lambo or whatnot, and I'm like, that's not realistic. And who are these people just flying all over the world and not trading? But you are relatable stories, and you actually trade alongside of us. I've learned very quickly there are a lot of people out here who are coaching and training that kind of do the train based on the back testing. Like, oh yeah, if you would have taken this, you would have, skyrocketed to the moon. I'm like, well, of course, hindsight's always 2020, but
Right.
with you guys, it's real time trading, and not just you, all your members too. So if you do like kind of the review, like the comments and the people posting their wins, it's real versus false, AI generated wins and Lamborghinis.
No, everybody in our group's AI. You didn't know that? Even you
So
right
maybe
now,
I
you're
need, I need
AI.
to fix my face then. My bad.
Oh, that's awesome. So tell me about your leap from you were trading, basically took your winnings, spent the 997 to buy the training, then you got in there, and then you upgraded your account to come into our live trading room. And tell me about that leap and like what has that done for you? Has that been helpful at all? I mean, like, and be honest, just with your raw feedback.
Well, if I can take you a step back, the education provided, the levels, it makes sense. It's like step one, step two, step three, step four, step five. And it's kind of counterintuitive. Of course, you start with step one, but the tendency is I want to go to step five and get into the money making.
Of
But
course. Right.
all along the way, it's all the same principles that just building up on top of each other, layers of cakes, right? And I still go back and I review step one over again, or review step two, and the mindset is most important as well. But what actually took my trading to the next level was joining the morning group with you guys because it's real live time feedback and the same questions that I have, other people have, and they ask and you guys interact directly while we're actually taking trades.
Mm.
And it helps. It also helped me set my day because before then I would
Mm.
be zone crafting and my alarms would go off and I'd have to stop what I'm doing to get this. But no, I can now trade in my kill zones in the morning. I wake up, I have my cup of coffee, I do my little yoga, I get on my charts, and now I'm starting to trade. And I have a number, I have a goal in mind, a number of trades in mind, a profit level in mind, and I hit it, and I can walk away. And the rest of my day is great. And to be honest, my girlfriend's much happier too because I'm happier. So it works. It's cyclical.
Right. Yeah, happy, you got to have that balance, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So basically, from your perspective, what I'm gathering is that stepping up and trading live with us in the morning, maybe from what I can gather, kind of gave you a little bit more confidence to just trade in those kill zones, find your trade, reach your target, get out. Everyone says this, Stuart. They say, I've seen these ads too before. It's 11 o'clock and I'm done trading. Would you like to be done trading by, and my whole day is done. But it is true. So tell me, is that, I mean, like, I want your feedback. Like, how true has that been? How long have you been in the trading room with us? And is that true? Can you really be done trading by 10 a.m., Central Time here, but 10, 11
Yeah.
a.m.? What do you think?
I'm LA time, so it's a little bit earlier for me, but
Oh,
no.
okay.
I
Gotcha.
start I start my day with you guys first thing in the morning, so that's just why I have so much. No, it is true. I set my morning trades, and to be honest, the two of you are my coaches. But then also I have a bunch of teammates. I don't know at this point now, we'll say 100 teammates in there as
Uh-huh.
well. And I feel support, and I can DM you guys directly. Both Mike and Troy, you guys are super responsive. The admins are super responsive, and then all the other teammates. And I'm in this room, this back office alone, but I never felt alone once joining your guys' group. And that also just
Let's
keeps me
go.
going, if that
That
makes
was the
sense.
best. That right there is the best thing I've ever heard. That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. And
That's awesome.
and then to your point, yes, my trading morning, I trade with you guys in the morning until the New York session kind of goes to lunch, and then I just stop. And then the biggest thing working with you guys is sometimes it's taught me to just, there's nothing going on today, and that's going to be okay.
Mhm.
And I don't take any trades. I walk away, I have my breakfast, and I start my other life, my other work day. And then if I so choose, I can get back on after New York lunch or not, or I can come back in Asia or not. But really, it's just allowed me to not chase profits, not chase losses, and so on and so forth. And I know there's always going to be another trade, another entry.
Yeah, Troy is really good at that, right? He's just like, yeah, guys, nothing here. I'm not trading today, right? He's like kind of setting the bar for let's not FOMO in, let's not get impatient for patience and not FOMOing. That would be Troy, right? That'd be Troy, even
Yeah.
above me, man. Sometimes I'm like, man, I'm impatient. I want to get in. And Troy, you've been on track with that. And Troy, when you first started, man, like you see a lot of what he's saying, similar to like your story, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's like before you when you first find out about trading or discover it, you're kind of like, can this really be true, or can this really work? Especially for me. And you're just kind of, there's so much uncertainty there at the beginning. And then once you find something that actually like there's light at the end of the tunnel and this actually could work, and then you actually see it works, it's like that transformation you go from, and the confidence that you have and the change of who you are personally, and you just feel better about yourself too. Like, I can actually, like, this is my future. I can actually make some money with this and like change my life with it. So that's what it was so cool for me, is when I actually found that thing that actually showed me the light, and like, this can actually happen and you can actually do this. And I'm sure you feel the same way, Stuart, like, right? Like, before you found us, it's like you thought this way, but now you probably have that same kind of light shining on you. You're kind of like, wow, like this is it, right?
Yeah. And then I think way back in the day in one of the training sessions, Mike said, take some profits and pay for something. So I literally, besides paying to get in the group, my next profits was I paid my cell phone bill. I'm like, oh, well, that's nice. And then like it
Awesome.
kind of snowballs that way. You can start paying for your life without, dipping into your account too much. Like, your trading account is your kind of kitty, so to speak. And I can pull stuff out and whatnot. And then also if I have a losing trade, which is rare, I also know I can make it back in another trade or two trades. And it's just like, it's fine, so be it.
Right.
That's cool, man.
Man, I don't even know. You have such a great story. It's one of my favorites because it's a story of you actually taking time and not FOMOing in like a lot of these kids that you see, right? They're young guys that just want to get in and then they spend their hard-earned money before they actually, find that strategy and find the tribe. Your vibe is your tribe, as I always say, and Troy says. And it's like before you even find a mentor, you just want to get in and you think these YouTube videos are actually going to work, and then they waste their hard-earned money and they got nothing to show for it. And you spent 3 years building up. I'm sure you've seen countless groups. I'm sure you've, seen countless signal groups, all that crap. And you experimented and, you're actually really trying to get profitable during those 3 years. You have multiple demo accounts and none of it worked. And then You come in here, you get the courage, and not courage, confidence, really, more than courage. It was like you had confidence. You saw what we were doing. You believed in it. The belief was there. You open up your live account. All of a sudden, you're profitable, right? Pretty much almost right away after going through very basic training, quick training, right? I mean, how fast did you finish the training? A week? A couple days?
Yeah.
I mean, it must have been, right? Because it's 5 steps. It's pretty simple. Then you have a checklist. And it's like those things meet on the checklist, I enter the trade. And so it makes it very black and white. So I really just love your story, man. So I mean, from my side to you, I appreciate you, sharing this with everybody and being here with us. And hopefully we can continue to help you grow. And speaking of that, what's the next step for you? So tell us the future of Stewart's account and what you plan on doing, in the next, let's say 6 months to a year. What is your plan now?
Well, Stewart's future of accounts is have multiple accounts, right? So I want to have my scalping account where I'm there in the morning, I'm just going after it. Then I want to set up another account using that scalping lane and come over here, and that's my swing trading account. And where I can take different approaches and I can look at my swing trade account. Oh, I look at it, once a week. I'm like, oh, that hit. That's good. Pull out and so on and so forth. And just kind of keep building that way. And one thing I want to call out is when I was going through the other training sessions and looking for other people, one of the main catalysts or red flags, if it was you could build your down market and bring people in and one of those things, I was like, that's a red flag for me, right? And we never speak about that in this group, but by not speaking about it, I sing TMT's praises. I'm trying to bring people in, and it comes out of a good place where it's, listen, I found this useful for myself. I would never recommend, I never tell a man what to do unless I've done it myself, right? So I genuinely recommend, and that's why I'm talking to you guys today. I genuinely recommend you to my closest friends and family because I believe in this group and what you guys have built, not because I get a little kicker off of their profits or anything like that. And that's true, genuine. The best recommendation is one that comes when not asked. It's just because it happens. So if you've never even asked to reach out to me, I would still be telling people, and I talk about you all the time, and I love it. And it's not from a place of braggadocious. It's like I see other people struggling and kind of their 9 to 5, and I need to make more money, so I'm going to work harder or work longer. That doesn't make sense to me. Work smarter, more efficiently, so you can live the life you so choose. It's not about retiring when you're 65. When you're 65, then you can enjoy life for 10 years. No, it's about how can you live the life you want now, and that's what I'm doing with the TMT trading group and kind of forex trading and scalping, what that looks like.
So what would you say to anybody on the sidelines waiting and looking at this and saying, well, I don't know. What would you say to them?
Stop waiting and do. Like, because once you're in, you'll feel this exuberance, this confidence, and pulling the trigger on joining the group is just the first step. That's a huge step. And then the education, each step 1, step 2, step 3. And within step 1, there's like 20 steps. So you're learning, you can go at your own exact pace. And then when you feel comfortable, you can jump in with the live sessions. And even with the live sessions, you can still go at your pace. You guys may see 5 trade setups, and I only felt comfortable taking 1 today. And that 1 is glorious, and I'm happy about it. And I'm proud I took that 1. Maybe tomorrow I'll take 2. Or I'll go from a really micro size to maybe a mini micro size and what that looks like. So, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, Stewart, thank you so much, brother, for hopping in here and giving us your feedback. Troy, do you have any other questions for Stu?
No, man, that was great. I think you're a perfect example of why I wanted to build this community with Mike. And because I've been in these other groups too and spent money here and there. And I wanted to build something that I would want, right? And Mike's that feels the same way. And it has a lot to do with having access to the coach, right? And actually, you go in these other groups and there's just no access. There's no like intimacy, I guess, right? And that's why it's just so cool, man, that me and Mike built something and it's actually working, and seeing somebody like you are reaping the rewards of what we kind of built and our dreams and our goals. So it's super cool, man. I'm super happy for you, and I'm excited to see how you're going to be 1 year from now. Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm super excited about, like the Stewart in 1 year.
Yeah.
Stu, you seem like somebody who
1 year has a little moderation group inside the group, but just putting it out there.
That's crazy. You just said that, because I literally was going to say, you seem like somebody who is doing very well, and you're very good at maybe organization or You're somebody who's better at following and, just like here's the checklist. If it doesn't match, I'm not taking the trade. A lot of people have struggled with that. That's like the first thing to overcome is the bad habits. I just want to enter, right? And you seem like somebody that's kind of like Troy, a little bit more organized. They make their bed in the morning when they get up. They have organized life. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, you're going to excel really fast because traders typically like the same routine. That's the pattern.